welcome to my AEW wrap up today. So yeah, I'm going to talk about Dynamite. Last night it was their Halloween Fright Night special, as far as I'm aware, from what I was told it was called. Yeah, so I'm going to go through what happened on Dynamite, a little bit about Full Gear, because obviously a lot of the matches now are being confirmed because Full Gear is in. When's it now? November the 20th, so it's just under 3 weeks now. Really looking forward to it, and just to confirm, I will be watching it live, so I'll be on with you probably about midnight on the 20th, and I'll be doing a live reaction probably about, I don't know, 3:30 in the morning, and then subsequently getting about 2 hours worth of sleep, I would imagine, before my vaunted young child comes bounding down the stairs. Anyway, yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. Just to say, as per usual, this live stream will be on YouTube podcast, and it will be also on YouTube video. So I would imagine, depending on how long I'm on, I would imagine it'd be sort of tomorrow afternoon. Which you can watch for Halloween if you really want to. I mean, it'd be a bit weird if you're watching me on Halloween. I don't know what that says about me, but yes, you're obviously more than welcome to. So, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Halloween tomorrow because I've got boatloads of content coming up this weekend. I've got a load of Halloween shorts. I'm going to try and put something together for Halloween tomorrow night in Leeds. I'm not sure about the practicality of my idea, but there should be something on, I would have thought. And then I'll tell you what I'm doing as regards to the live reactions for uh, this football team and wrestling going forward. But yeah, we'll make a start. So, yes, AEW Dynamite, first things first. It was the Halloween special, and shout out to the crowd. I thought they were brilliant last night. Really, really good. Seemed very, very enthusiastic and into it. I can't remember where it was, unfortunately, but I'll try and have a look in a minute. But yeah, they were really good, to be fair, the crowd. They seemed really into everything. I thought the way that Dynamite started was quality because you had Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin versus the Death Riders. So that was Wheeler Yuta and what's his name? Danny Garcia. Is it Danny Garcia? I think it's Daniel Garcia. Do you know what? Match was really, really good. I actually do quite like Wheeler Yuta. I think he's turning into a really, really good heel. Very, very impressed with him. Let me have a look. Raquel Zamora. Hi, Raquel. How you doing? You're all right. Yeah, no, I thought the match was really, really good. The highlight for me of that was, I'm trying to think how to describe it. So, you know, the ring, around the ring, obviously, you've got the padding where the fans sit. There was this really insane bit where Wheeler Yuta goes to do a brainbuster on Orange Cassidy, but he lifts him up and he bounces his head onto the side of like the crowd barrier and then bounces him back up and then it lays Orange out. Honestly, it sounds a lot better than I make it out. But it was really, really cool. I'd urge you to go and try and see it if you've not seen it. Yeah, no, it was really, really good. Thoroughly enjoyable match. Not the best match I've ever seen, but it was a really good way of just getting the crowd into it initially. I like the way that Darby Allin tapped out Yuta as well. So he's now tapped out, obviously, Moxley. He's tapped out Wheeler Yuta, so I'm guessing the next one. I'm guessing he's going to end up tapping out all of the Death Riders, so I'm assuming the big one's going to be Castagnoli. I mean, whether they'd allow Claudio to be tapped out, I don't honestly know, but yeah, that was really, really good start. If you're wondering why I keep looking this way, by the way, I always mention this, which my subscribers will know. I'm not the best at remembering things, so just in the corner, which you'll see out my glasses, basically is a laptop which I use to remember things. Because to be honest, I'd rather just be honest with you and like get the points out that I want to make. I don't want to just like go like that. So yeah. Oh, thank you very much, Raquel. Thank you. Honestly, I really, really appreciate it. So thank you very much, and yeah, welcome aboard. I hope you enjoy. No, seriously, thank you very much. What happened next? So we had this is my favourite match of the night. We had FTR versus the Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express versus, I nearly remembered all of them. Jet Speed. This match was, it was excellent. It was really really good. I wasn't sure about the combination at first because I was like, why are we getting four tag teams? That's a lot of bodies. But it was excellent. It was from start to finish. Really really enjoyed it. Um, I think my top two things from this would be when I love the sequence with Luchasaurus when he got tagged in. I'm so pleased that Luchasaurus is healthy and fit now because obviously he had that stay in hospital last year when it was getting really, really like, oh, I hope he's going to be okay. But yeah, he had this really good sequence where he just came in and cleaned house. It was usual stuff like clotheslines and this that and the other, but it was so well done. Really really enjoyed it. Shout out to Lucha. Oakley Smith said hi. Hi Oakley, how you doing? You all right? Um, there was yeah, there was this insane bit where so from Jet Speed, Kevin Knight, who I quite like actually, I think he's going to be a really good asset for AEW going forward. Um, he's getting up to the top rope, and you think he's going to like do a moonsault or something like that onto the people because they're all sat there like that. And Dax Harwood basically stops him, and Dax, I mean, I don't even know how he did it. Basically, he got him and just threw him over his shoulders like he was, like, I don't know, like a bloody um, like he was some sort of like he was a loaf of bread or something, and Knight ends up crashing into like all of the six wrestlers. Honestly, again, I'm not the best at describing these sort of things, sadly, but he's honestly, it was sick. It was so cool. It was such a good move. In the end, it was FTR that went over. Oh, there was also a bit where Young Bucks actually did FTR's Shatter Machine, and no offense to FTR, it was probably actually better than FTR actually did it. But obviously, the Bucks are absolute quality. I mean, they've been doing the business now for what 20 odd years, and they are just a credit to the profession, like absolutely fantastic workers. But FTR went over in the end. I want to say Jack Perry got pinned. No, it was Kevin Knight actually. Um, um, yeah, I think it was Kevin Knight. But yeah, they ended up giving him the Shatter Machine in the end. So it's going to be FTR versus Brodito, who I still think are the tag champs as far as I'm aware. Yeah, so that's going to be at Full Gear. So I mean, I love Brodito because obviously Bandito is like honestly since AEW lost Osprey, Strickland, and MJF and Omega and so on and so forth. He's really stepped up. I thoroughly enjoyed his work, and I think he's absolutely fantastic. Brody King, I love. Who? That was a really bad Brody King impression, by the way. I absolutely love him. I like Brody King as well for other politically related reasons, which we won't go into because this is a wrestling show. But yes, I do. I appreciate his choice in t-shirts. Put it that way. What else have we got? Let me have a look again. Raquel, guys like and so. Oh, thank you, Raquel. It's very nice of you again. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hopefully they do. Fingers crossed. Hopefully they do. Swig of water. I love my cup. Um, yeah, sorry, cheap plug. Anyway, the next segment was Okada and Takeshita. So I really actually like this segment, to be honest. Hot to go by. No problem, Raquel. Thank you very much for joining. And yeah, no, thank you. And yeah, I'm on most nights a week, so you're obviously more than welcome to join and just thank you for your support. Cheers. Hey, Mr. Red, how you doing? Yeah, see you soon, Raquel. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Mystical Red, yes. You'll be very pleased to know, Mystical Red, we are talking about wrestling and not a certain institution this evening. So yeah. Anyway, so I really like the sequence of the Don Callis family. So they had like a State of the Union thing where all the wrestlers from the Don Callis family basically came out. So you had Kyle Fletcher, Mark Davis, Rocky Romero. I can never remember Lance Archer. I can never remember all those names because there's that many people from the Don Callis family. Obviously, Okada was there, and they did this ridiculous thing where Don Callis again gets these paintings, um, and he does the paintings himself. And there's this one, Romero reveals this one where like Don Callis is basically jacked, which we all know he's not basically, and it was quite funny. But Takeshita wasn't there initially, and they said there was trouble with his travel arrangements or something daft like that. But then obviously his music hit and he came out and he got a really good babyface pop. And Don Callis had to step in between Okada and Takeshita because Takeshita was blatantly coming to like spark Okada. Um, and Don eventually got Takeshita to the place where he was like, I can throw you out of the family, you know, and Takeshita was sort of like, whatever. It's like, right, you guys need to shake hands. So Okada, like, Takeshita begrudgingly like went, go on then, puts his hand out. Obviously, I won't do the gesture, but those of you who know AEW will know Okada has a certain, how to put this, a certain hand gesture which many of us have performed to people that we don't like over the years. And he then extended that courtesy to Takeshita on live TV, which it did not go down extremely well. But I really like the segment. I like the fact that they're making the Don Callis family more, what's the word I'm looking for? More like a wrestling stable, because at the time it was just like there was a lot of people thrown together, and they kind of gave him a vignette about all the wrestlers like helping each other and this, that, and the other, and like their personal relationships. It was only about a minute and a half, but it was really well done actually. Fair play to the AW production team for doing it. I'd like them to focus on that a bit more because, like I said, they're just a stable of individuals. I mean, Josh Alexander's in it as well, so I mean, and he's an absolutely fantastic wrestler. So I just hope they. I'm not saying I want uniforms, but I kind of want like. I'm not saying like NWO. I don't need that, but I kind of need them to have all the same thing to identify them, if you see what I mean, basically. So I thought that was really, really good. Looking forward to Keshka and Okada. They're going to tag at Collision on Saturday night, which I definitely will not be able to watch because I'll get onto that in a minute. I have a slightly, which I've obviously mentioned before on other shows to the subscribers, I have a slightly interesting Saturday and weekend coming up, which is going to be insane, but I will get on to that shortly in a minute. Let me just have a look. Mystical Reds, I haven't watched wrestling much, but I might start to. Oh, Mystical, you don't know what you're missing, dude. Like, I don't know if you used to watch wrestling, but I'm trying to think. I watched it basically during the Attitude Era, so it was obviously Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock and Undertaker and etc. etc. Then I went to university and discovered drinking and girls, and so wrestling got put on the back burner for a couple of years. But then I sort of got back into it about 2005, 2006, and kind of watched it intermittently up until till around CM Punk time, sort of like the pipe bomb era. I shouldn't really be talking about CM Punk on an AEW live stream because I don't think this is going to go down very well. But basically, I watched it till Punk disappeared, and then WWE went really bad. I was also watching TNA at the time, and then TNA went to you know what due to the how does one put this? Due to the influence of an individual who is no longer with us, and I'm trying to be as polite and courteous as I can do. His influence did not help AEW at TNA to say the least. So I kind of fell out with wrestling about 2013, and then AEW basically came about into. I mean, obviously AEW fans will know this, but like it came about as a result of this bet between Dave Meltzer and, funnily enough, Cody Rhodes. Cody basically was just like, Dave Meltzer was he was getting asked about independent wrestlers at the time and could they sell out a 10,000 all-state arena, and he was just like, yeah, I know they're popular, but it's a bit of a gimmick, so I don't think that'll ever happen. I think Cody replied on a tweet, I want to say, I don't know if I'm totally correct about this, but something on the lines of, I'd like to take that bet. Basically the original All Out, I think it was either All In or All Out, I can't remember. I want to say it was an All Out, but basically it sold out with just a load of independent wrestlers, like obviously Hangman and the Bucks and Jericho and so on and so forth. sold out in about 7 minutes, and the first show did so well that they then announced there was going to be AEW, and I've watched AEW ever since. And then I don't care what WWE said, AEW were doing so well that WWE stepped their game up. Obviously, Vince disappeared. Hunter got put in charge of WWE, and I don't care what anyone says at WWE. I mean, look, I watch both. I'm not a tribalist, but I won't have it from anyone that WWE did not basically improve their product. Not because of AEW, because at the time there was this movement, especially when Bryan Danielson came in, when he was just, and you had Adam Cole, and Punk had just come in, or he was just about to come in. It was just like, whoa, what is going on there? And ever since then, I mean, it's just obviously the wrestling's just gone through the roof. I try and catch up with New Japan Pro Wrestling if I can do. Started watching TNA again, bits and pieces. Watch AEW and obviously watch WWE. So yeah, that's a roundabout way of saying I think you should start watching wrestling. Mystical Red, to be fair. Apollo C360, how you doing, dude? You alright? John Moxley is the GOAT of AEW. It's very hard to argue, to be honest, Apollo. I mean, obviously, when they did the initial show, and when Moxley came out and dropped, who was it? Omega. I can't. Was it Omega or Jericho? I can't remember there. Sorry, my memory is just appalling. And I'm gonna say it was Omega, but he dropped him on that giant chip, and then he was just like this. Honestly, it was an awesome way to start AEW, and obviously Mox has done such a lot for that company, especially with his health issues that he had, obviously due to his circumstances that he had at the time. Yeah, no, he's a fantastic wrestler. I actually would like Mox Apollo to turn face. I, I'm not massively keen on the Death Riders, but they've definitely improved. I mean, the first 3 or 4 months of the Death Riders, I was just like, what is this? I'm not enjoying this at all. But to be fair, obviously, when Mox put Hangman over, and obviously he's now put Darby Allin over. I mean, those two are huge, huge stars now. I mean, they were beforehand, but what Mox has done for them is superb, and he's just, yeah, he's. I mean, John Moxley is one of the best wrestlers of the last 10 to 15 years. Probably top 5 as an absolute. Yeah, he's just a superb wrestler, so I completely agree with you. Oh, nice one, Raquel. Cool. I'm bad at spelling, Raquel. Honestly, don't worry about it. If you saw my handwriting, I mean, my handwriting looks like my hand's been guided by a worm, basically across the page. It is horrendous. I also can't do maths. Also, I can't drive. So yeah, I'm pretty useless. So honestly, don't worry about your spelling. That is absolutely fine. Let me just have a look. Because I think I'm nearly finished with AW now. First, oh yes. So shout out. Speaking of John Moxley, shout out to John Moxley and Kyle O'Reilly again. In fact, swig of water again. Sorry, folks. Again, like I struggle to like talk for long times without a swig of water. It's some weird medical thing I've got. God knows, but yeah, no, John Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly. I mean, it wasn't as good as the first one, but my goodness, what a match. Those two together are absolute gold. I absolutely love the wrestling matches they're having in a minute. Kyle O'Reilly, I mean, what an absolute gem of a wrestler he is. Absolutely superb. Some of the submissions that he put on Mox, Mox's selling of them, I definitely think there's a chance for Kyle O'Reilly. I mean, it's going to be difficult for Kyle O'Reilly to get himself in a championship picture or anything, but I definitely think with a bit of work he can be, challenging sort of Kyle Fletcher for like the TNT, or maybe one of the, what's the belt Okada's got? The Unified Championship, something like that. I definitely think there's scope for Kyle O'Reilly to be a champion. He's such a good wrestler. What a technician. I mean, the rear naked choke. Was it the rear naked choke? Not the rear naked choke. He had Mox in a guillotine where he had his legs wrapped around him, and Mox is stood up, and Kyle's having to like put the guillotine in, but hanging on to Mox. I mean, both men to make that look convincing. Shout out to them, and Mox's selling was brilliant. Also, as well, he's about to tap out, and Audrey Edwards has been like giving him a 10 count, and she gets to 10 and DQs both men. So technically, Mox has not beaten Kyle O'Reilly. He's lost one match because of DQ, and another one he's had a count out. So it kind of helps O'Reilly, but it also protects Mox as well, because he's kind of like, well, I didn't technically lose either matches, even though it's been a tap out. But then it was just hilarious, because basically Mox gets back in the ring and Kyle O'Reilly's going like, "What's going on?" And then Marina Shafir just comes in and just sparks out Aubrey Edwards, Audrey Edwards even. It was absolutely, it was like, what is going on? Do you know what? I actually quite like Marina Shafir. I think she's been really good. I think she's really impressive at what she does, because she's very good at the silent killer. I mean, obviously she's a MMA professional and she's been a champion, so obviously she's going to have the respect to people. I actually saw her in London. I don't know if anyone went to AEW Forbidden Door in London, but when I went, basically I went, I was about halfway up, and then we saw the Death Riders decimate Will Ospreay and put him out, because obviously Will's got his injuries and he's trying to heal up, and hopefully he's going to come back relatively soon. But Death Riders get booed out the building basically, and literally get chased out by Samoa Joe and the Ops and whoever else. And I'm leaving the O2 Arena, and I'm on like the second tier or something like that. And all of a sudden, I see a load of people running towards like this like an escalator that's going down the stairs, and they're all holding on, trying not to fall off this escalator. And I'm like, what the bloody hell are they all doing? And then I could hear Marina Shafir's voice. So obviously, I, like a big Mark, end up like running along, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I look over the guardrail, and I realise it's the entrance where the wrestlers go in through the crowd, and then they go to like a, like the backstage area. If there's a run and they've got to run away and they can't go through the curtains, there's various points in and around the stadium where they can go to. And Mox, Castagnoli, Utah, I don't know if Pac had come back by that point. Marina Shafir, they were all walking along. There were people giving them dogs abuse, and Marina Shafir was just sat there. Bearing in mind these are all blokes, she's just sat there, effing and blinding. She's like, "Yeah, come down here. I'll knock you out, you English something or other." Yeah, I do like her style. I do like Marina. I would actually, when the Death Riders break up, I would very much like to see her in the women's division. I'd like to see her and Tony Storm, her and Mercedes. I think there's scope for her to be a world champion, because she could put so many women over as well. Someone like a Willow Nightingale to work with her, or maybe a Tekla, who I absolutely love Tekla, which you guys might have heard me say before. Yeah, no, all in all, with the Death Riders now, I can kind of see the point, because in the end, they've kind of helped Hangman. They've helped Darby Allin get himself over. It's got to the point where Wheeler Yuta is going to be an absolutely fantastic heel on his own. Hopefully, they can do the same for Danny Garcia. Not quite worked out for Claudio, because Claudio for me is like one of the best wrestlers in the world, and I would like him to be at the world title stage. Obviously, Mox, if they get rid of him as leader, he can come back as a face, and then that rebuilds him after he's been in the group. So, yeah, I suppose all in all, the Death Riders has served a purpose, but I mean, as a group themselves, I've never really been that keen on it. So, yeah, after that, let's have a look. Oh yeah, the conglomeration and the Death Riders had a whole set to after the match. Long story short, Mark Briscoe basically passed the mic to Orange Cassidy, and he was like, "Tell them what we're doing." And Orange was like doing his like chilled out thing again, like his "I'm a really chill guy," and he was just like, "Blood and guts, dude," or whatever he said. So yeah, we're getting the conglomeration versus AEW, versus the Death Riders at Blood and Guts. So yeah, that'll be good as well. So there's basically been 4 matches announced. Then we had Jamie Hayter and Aminata versus Sky Blue and Julia Hart. To be honest, it wasn't a terrible match, but I kind of lost interest in that match halfway through. I mean, I like all four ladies, but I just didn't think the match was anything to write home about. So basically, Sky Blue and Julia went over. I really like those two as a tag team. I worry a bit for Jamie Hayter, um, because obviously she's getting a push and she doesn't really seem to be, I won't say connecting. People seem very pleased to have her back whenever she's out, but like, I don't know. I think there's something that's not quite working now. I spoke about this the other week. I think her look doesn't help. Not as in her appearance, because that's nothing to do with me. I mean, as in her wrestling look. She just comes across as quite generic. I mean, I know it sounds a bit odd. I don't think the hair color has helped her a lot either. Because I mean, I think she used to have like the streak of blonde hair or something like that, and she kind of stood out not because she was blonde, but because of the way she was presented and this, that, and the other. Um, I just think she maybe needs a bit of a change, to be honest. But yeah, we'll have to wait. And then to end with, we had Ricochet versus Samoa Joe versus Bobby Lashley versus who the hell was it? Ricochet versus Joe versus Hook versus Lashley. I think I said all of them. Yeah, this is just a really good smash mouth match. Really enjoyed it. I thought Ricochet was excellent. I'm glad Ricochet's now being given a bit more sort of something to do. To be honest, obviously he's the leader of the Demand, who are the Gates of Agony, and obviously he's getting a few more single opportunities. At least he's now in the world title picture a bit more, because this was a match to see who was going to face Hangman. So at least he's now been thought of in those terms. I'm guessing they're going to keep feeding heels to Hangman to um, put him massively over, maybe till All In next summer. Because I could see Hangman hanging onto this belt for a while, so he needs as much help as he can. I would assume Ricochet would be one of those heels, because you would imagine Ricochet and Hangman could have a pretty decent, not a promo, pretty decent, what's the word I'm looking for? I've completely forgotten. Um, You know what I'm trying to say. Sequence of matches. But yeah. Oh, Thomas Caldwell. Hello, fella. Hi, Thomas. How you doing, mate? You all right? Yes. Nice to have you again, sir. Um, but yeah, no, it was really good. Really, really enjoyed that match. It was really, really excellent. And basically, Samoa Joe went over. Oh, let me just have a look. Crazy of Mother Coraline. That is a very cool name. I'm just going to call you Coraline because I can't remember all that. But welcome as well. Thomas, what's the topic? The topic, Thomas, is AEW. Uh, Fortunately, we're not talking about those guys. I have no idea what that other comment's meant to mean. And yes, cool, Caroline. So yeah, in the end, Samoa Joe went over. So he's going to face Hangman again. I mean, obviously, it's going to be like a program. That was it. Yeah, it's going to be a program for a while. I'm guessing Joe's going to put Hangman over maybe 2, 3 times, and maybe they have a steel cage match afterwards. And maybe that takes you to the new year. And then hopefully at that point you get Swerve back, you get Will Ospreay back. You obviously you've got MJF in the background, and you would imagine he's going to be, if Hangman gives the title up, which he'll have to eventually. You would imagine MJF is going to be, because obviously MJF's done a lot of work putting people over recently, and he's going to have to be the world champion at some point. I mean, what are you paying MJF for otherwise? Because I do think there's a bit of a. I think there's a very big chance MJF could be gone this time next year. Now, I don't know how long his contract is, but I've heard in bits and pieces that it's maybe not past 2027. And MJF, obviously, at 28, 29, is getting to the point where he's going to. I mean, he's only a young man, obviously, but obviously he's going to have to make a decision about remaining with AEW or perhaps another place, basically. Yes, so yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right, I'll keep some of the comments on, but I have a feeling I'm going to have to use something in a moment. Fingers crossed not. And yeah, basically the program ended with Hangman dressed as Tony Schiavone and attacking the Ops and Samoa Joe when there was a ring full of people dressed like the Marshmallow Man, a chicken, and um, Humpty Dumpty and a dragon. And I can't believe I've just said that in a sentence, but that's actually what happened. I actually watched AEW with my son, and I watched it for the first time in about 3 years with my vaunted wife, who basically sees a Marshmallow Man being choked out by Samoa Joe and people attacking a chicken and shoots me this look, and I'm just like, oh my good God, and you're just like, wife, it's pro wrestling. What can I say, basically? So, yes. So yeah, that was the whole thing of Dynamite. So for Full Gear, by the way, I'll be doing a preview of Full Gear as well. It'll probably be about a week before. But the confirmed matches that we've got so far, we've got Hangman versus Samoa Joe, FTR versus Bandido, the Conglomeration versus the Death Riders in a Blood and Guts match. That should be pretty decent. Um, and then presumably we get the final of the women's tag team tournament, because obviously this is going to have like about 15 belts and Athena will have two, so yeah, great. That belt thing needs to stop as well, by the way. It was pretty cool when it was pretty cool when what was I trying to say? When Mercedes had about 6 or 7 belts, I did like that. But now, when I heard the other day it's got to double figures, I'm like, seriously? I'm not sure about that. But yeah, um, yes, like I said, I will definitely do a like a live stream, like preview of it. So obviously Full Gear is on the 20th, so I'll probably do something about the 3 or 4 days before, it'll be like 15th or 16th. But I'll update you guys as we go along, basically. What else about AEW? Yeah, I'm hearing a lot about. Let's have a look. Oh, thank you, 751. Sorry you broke your leg. Yeah, shout out, dude. Cheers. Thank you very much. Um, what was the other thing I was going to say about AEW? Oh, yeah, I mean, the only sort of thing at the minute, I was having this discussion with someone on Reddit the other day because I'm on AEW Reddit now as well. If you want to find me on Reddit, by the way, it's Geek Boy Meta. Basically, I'm on there somewhere. I've got something called a flare. I think it's got. I don't know what the username is. But just type it in. I don't know. So yeah, why was I telling you I was on Reddit for? Oh yeah, so I was having this conversation with a lad on there the other day, and I was just saying I hope MJF Swerve Omega can come back pretty soon because obviously Tony Storm wasn't there last night as well. Don't think Mercedes was on. She seems to be the year one would imagine. Um, Osprey, I mean, it doesn't sound brilliant. I mean, I've been hearing all sorts like maybe spring. I even heard the other day that they're trying to rehab him so he's back for AEW All In. And I'm like, well, I mean, Jesus, that's the end of August next year. I mean, that's like 10 months. But I mean, if it's that bad, obviously, shout out to Will. I hope he's okay, genuinely. And that's more important than me watching wrestling. But Will Ospreay, for me, is the best wrestler in the world. That you find in any promotion. So I'm gutted he's not there at the minute, but obviously the man's health is more important than my entertainment. So just shout out to Will, and I hope you get better soon, mate. And I hope he comes back. Obviously, if he can't, then like I said, obviously his health is more important than me watching wrestling. So I genuinely hope he comes back. I mean, it doesn't. I don't think he's not going to come back or anything. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But they could definitely do with like the roster deepening a little bit. I mean, the good thing is with AEW, they've got so much talent. I mean, you've got Josh Alexander, who's just like a fourth wheel in a group that's just been thrown together. I mean, this is Josh Alexander, one of the best wrestlers in the world. I mean, he was in obviously the prime storylines for TNA. Um, and he was having those really good matches with Nick Nemeth and this, that, and the other. And obviously, such a good wrestler. But I mean, you barely hear of him because there's barely enough time. So I suppose that is one good thing about all these people being injured. But yeah, just a thought anyway. Swig of water again, guys. Yeah, was there anything else about AEW that I wanted to talk about? about? Unfortunately, I was going to. One thing I'm going to talk about is I was due to go and see AEW because it was announced that it was in Manchester. And I've already like told my family about this sort of thing, but it happens to the AEW Manchester date happens to fall on the same date as my vaunted mother's birthday, which I was mortified about. Because basically, I live in Leeds. Manchester's literally like about 1 minute walk down the road, basically from Leeds, and I was just like, oh my god, you've got to be kidding me. So unless I can work out a really good way of making an AI that looks like me and sending it to my mum's house for a birthday, and then I go to Manchester to see AEW, that is not happening. There's an outside chance I could get to the Cardiff show, but I've just looked at hotels because I've been trying to plan if I can do it. Obviously, hotels and ticket prices. I mean, I could probably get away with it for about 250 quid, but bearing in mind this is like, I don't know, 10 days before Christmas, it's not exactly an ideal time for me to be gallivanting to Cardiff. Plus, also at that time of the year, you are taking you're taking your own uh, journey in your hands basically, because this country, I mean, you get like a tiny bit of snow and the whole network comes down basically. So yeah, it's unlikely that I'll be getting to AEW, but hopefully, well, definitely I'll be watching. I'll be going to All In, Wembley Stadium, because I've been to the first two All Ins at Wembley, so 2003, 2004. By the way, cheap plug for any AEW fans out there. I've got a whole section. I've got two sections. One's called Geek Boy Wrestling Stories. So this live stream will end up on that, and like I said at the start, it ends up as an audio podcast. And it's got all my wrestling stuff, so WWE, AEW, all the live reactions I've done. And also I've got something called Geek Boy does wrestling, and my AEW vlog and YouTube shorts. So 2023 is on there, my 2024 is on there, and I uploaded about 2 months ago all my shorts and a vlog, couple of vlogs actually for Forbidden Door, obviously the O2 Arena, so that's all on there if you want to check it out. And I've got like AEW collectibles and analysis and all that business on there, so it's all on there if you want to check it out, as well as all the other stuff that you want to check out. Because basically I don't just do wrestling, I do talk about these guys, unfortunately, at the minute. I do Pride, horror, toy hunts, comic cons, football stadium tours, like about 5 or 6 different playlists basically. It's all on there. It's Geek Boy 7381. And I do a couple of podcasts as well. So I do Geek Boy, a Liverpool story, Geek Boy, a wrestling story, and Beat Boy. Maybe I should call myself Beak Boy. That'd be quite amusing. And Geek Boy, a movie story. So that's when obviously I review movies and stuff, which I don't do that as much as the other things. It's just as and when I end up going to the cinema. So I've done like reviews for like Fantastic Four, Megan 2, what else? Superman 28. 28 years later. By the way, shout out to any years later fans out there. What a film! Absolutely brilliant. I've seen Weapons recently. That was absolute quality as well. What a great film! Absolutely fantastic. Kato Ketchum. Hey Kato, how you doing? You're all right, mate. Glad to have you. And why am I telling you about the movies for? Oh, yeah. So the reason I'm telling you about the movies is there's going to be a live stream that will turn into a podcast for Predator next week. So Predator Badlands. I don't know if there's any Predator fans watching this, but I'm like a huge Predator fan, so I'm going to try and get my ticket tomorrow. So just a word of advice: if anyone basically disturbs me in Leeds, either Cineworld or View Cinema, and if you're from Leeds, you'll know exactly where I am. And if there's mobile phones going off and people talking loudly and lobbing popcorn at each other, you will find yourself leaving that cinema far quicker than you intended to do. So yes, yeah, no, looking forward to that as well. So that's everything that I do basically. And there was a reason I was telling you that for, and I can't remember what the reason is, to be honest. But yes. Yes, Keto Ketchum, I'm good, sir. Are you? I'm from Yorkshire. Nice to hear familiar accent. Oh, thank you, dude. Yeah, unfortunately, mate, I was born in Leeds, so I didn't really get the accent to be honest. If you listen to my voice, basically, Kato, I lived in the Midlands, so I've lived in Yorkshire for like 25, 26, 27 years, however long it is. But I lived in Telford, which is about 30 miles away from Brum. And I only lived there for 18 months, but that's the only time I've ever picked up an accent before, basically. So I still to this day get the lads in Yorkshire who are just like, I don't know, doing Jasper Carrot impressions and doing Ozzy Osbourne. Like every time I go into the boozer, like half the time the lads will all turn around and go, Sharon, like this. It's just like, lads, there's more in the Midlands than Birmingham, but everyone in the north seems to think there's Birmingham, and that's basically it, basically. So, yes. Predator looks great. I think it does. I'm really looking forward to it, mate. Really, really looking forward to it. I'm very interested in the whole thing with Wayland Yutani, because obviously they're the mega company from Alien, and they keep saying that like, oh, don't worry, there's no crossover and nothing's going to happen, and I'm sat there going, no, I don't believe them at all. Don't believe them at all. I think there's going to be some blatant crossover at the end. Obviously, a lot of the reviews are coming out now, so I'm still expecting to see a Xenevolve. I might be wrong, but I definitely think there's going to be a crossover. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. My dad is from Leeds. Oh, nice one. Leeds. I am. I don't know if this will go down very well with you, but I won't say where I live, obviously, but I live about 15 minutes away from a certain football ground where 40,000 Yorkshiremen go to and scream at referees for 90 minutes. But I'm sure you can guess which one I'm on about. Yeah, nice. I can hear it now. Yeah, no, the accent just comes out every now and again, basically. So, the original Predator was elite. Oh, dude, what a film! What a film! It was. Yeah, the thing with Major Dutch, who obviously was Arnold's character, and then you had Jesse Ventura in it. You had Bill Duke in it. Carl Weathers, and it was just absolutely okay. Okay. Absolutely okay. That was absolutely awesome. Okay, haha, I'm a United fan. Oh no, please don't laugh at me. Uh, no, that's fine, dude. That's fine. Not a problem at all. But yeah, the original Predator was brilliant. I actually love Predator 2 as well, the one with Danny Glover, when it was set in South Central Los Angeles. Absolute quality. I think that was the first time you saw inside the Predator ship as well. Um, and yeah, the bit with the Jamaican lads in there that I can't really describe because younger viewers might be listening. But yeah, I love the Predator. I even like the one Vader and Brody. To be honest, I randomly didn't think it was that bad. It wasn't great, but and obviously the recent one that they did with I forgot the director's name, Shane Black. Again, I didn't think that was that bad, to be honest. Yeah, but no, it was. Yeah, it's a great franchise, and I definitely think it'll cross over with Alien. There was this bit the other day as well. I was watching this. I don't know if anyone knows, but I watched this YouTube channel done by this guy called Emergency Awesome, and it's done by this guy called Charlie. And basically, he does like all breakdowns of like films, so like your Marvels, DC's, stuff like Predator, and then he'll do stuff like Stranger Things and so on and so forth. And he was talking about this mad thing where there's a trophy cabinet that the Predator's got, and I don't know if he's right on this, but he was saying one of the trophies was one of the aliens from Independence Day, and I was just like, whoa, what? I mean, I need to look into that more. Don't take my word for it. Just go on to Emergency Awesome, and it's his review breakdown of the Predator trailer that's just come out. I need to watch it again because I'm like, I don't know if I misheard it, but I'm like, that's the first time I've ever heard that. But I was just like, hang on, wait a minute. Does that mean that Independence Day is canon to Predator? And I'm like, right, well, that changes a lot of things as well. Also, I do like the fact that Alien obviously is technically in, at least in the comics, now in the Marvel Comics canon, which strictly speaking means that Predator is also in the Marvel Comics canon. Because obviously they've done Predator versus Marvel Universe. I've got the Spider-Man versus Predator comic, Yes, I did say Spider-Man versus Predator. I literally was in Forbidden Planet the other day, walking around, and it says Spider-Man versus Predator, and I was like, that's good enough for me. So yeah, I basically picked it up. I've not read it yet, but like you do start to think to yourself. I mean, there's a hell of a lot of links there. I mean, I've gone down the I've gone down the rabbit hole. This sorry to any AEW fans that are waiting for extra stuff. I've basically finished now, but I was going down the rabbit hole this the other day, and I'm like, well, hang on, wait a minute. Technically, strictly speaking, Predator's also crossed over with things like Batman. Batman's crossed over with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have crossed over with Thundercats. Randomly, Thundercats have crossed over with He-Man, and then I think there's some random thing where the Ghostbusters have crossed over with who is it now? Thundercats or something like that. But yeah, there's a whole load of all these now crossovers across basically like media platforms. So yeah, yeah, far too much time down the rabbit hole. But yes, no, I am very much looking forward to that. So yes, well, that's interesting. I love your passion for films. For me, Marvel's fallen post Endgame. I totally agree. I totally agree, Kate. I totally agree. Looking forward. I'm really excited for Stranger Things. Yeah, I can't wait for Stranger Things. Dude, me and my missus are watching it. We basically blocked out the day, and we're like, right, get the lad to bed, and we want to watch at least 2 episodes of it. Because obviously it's going to be you're going to be getting spoilers galore. So we're going to try and watch that as quickly as we possibly can do. I think it's November the is it November the 13th? Something along them lines. Something along them lines, I think, at least, anyway. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I agree, Endgame as well, Kato as well. I think there's been some good content post Endgame. I mean, personally, for me, I didn't mind Miss Marvel. Um, but, I mean, after that, I mean, it's slim pickings, really. I mean, Black Panther 2 was a tough watch for obvious reasons. I think if God rest his soul, if Chadwick had been in it, you would be like, that was a boss film. But you watch it and you've just got in the back of your mind, obviously, Chadwick's, that was difficult for everyone. Spider-Man 3 was brilliant. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I like WandaVision. Um, I thought Fantastic Four was fantastic. Can't believe I've just said that, you know what I mean? And personally, I really enjoyed Thunderbolts as well. I thought it was really good. Loki was pretty decent. Outside of that, has there been a brilliant thing? I mean, personally for me, I'm a massive Spider-Man fan. He's like my favourite superhero in the world. I thought Spider-Man 3, for me personally, because I got to see my original Spider-Man from when I was a kid, and Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland, I thought Spider-Man 3 was knockout brilliant. I thought it was absolutely superb. So I'll give them that. That was a fantastic film. But everything else coming up to Endgame, has there been one that's got to the sort of standard of, I don't know, the original Black Panther, Civil War, Ragnarok, and so on and so forth? The only one that I can really think of is Spider-Man 3, for me personally. So, yeah, hopefully they can knock it out of the park with Doomsday, which is really annoying as well because um, I don't like being made to wait 14 months for a Marvel film. I'm just like, I really want to see the Avengers Doomsday now, but hopefully with the time they're taking it's going to be really good. Also, as well, very shameless, cheap plug. Like I said, I do movie stuff on the channel as well, so I'm going to be doing a what was I trying to say? I'm going to be doing like a trailer breakdown for Avengers Doomsday. The only reason I'm telling you this is because I've heard a rumor that I think it was Screen Rant or something like that, basically said that Avengers Doomsday is going to be trailed before the next Avatar film, which is December the when is it now? December the 18th, something like that. So I've put it in my like scheduled programming to come up that I'm going to be doing a like kind of like a live breakdown kind of thing. So yeah, my plan is if it comes out on that day, I'm literally going to just keep refreshing YouTube until Avengers come on, as in the trailer, and then I'm basically going to get some headphones, watch it live, not with the screen in the background, because I'm an old man. I don't know how to do that, to be completely honest. I think my son knows how to do it, so I might have to check it out with him. But yeah, I'm going to kind of watch it with headphones on, so I can't have the sound coming out. And then I'll sort of watch it live with you guys if anyone wants to watch, and I'll probably be like this for about 3 minutes, and then I'll do like sort of a post-play discussion, if you will. So yeah. But yes, that's in a couple of months. Finn Balor, hi Dad. Hello Finn, how you doing? Did I just call you Finn Balor? Finn does WB. Sorry. Have you watched Squid Game? We are Finn. We're on episode 5 of season 2. I won't say where we are, but they're getting closer to the original place where it was set, just in case anyone hasn't seen it. So yes, we might have to restart it leading up to it. Yeah, so sorry about Chadwick. Yeah, oh dude, like it broke my heart, Keto. Absolutely broke my heart. Obviously, I was devastated as a Liverpool fan when Diogo passed, but the Chadwick thing was horrendous. I remember my missus coming to tell me, but I'd already seen a text message from my mum because my mum was in floods, and yeah, it was awful. I'm not going to be all blokey and stuff, and I'm not ashamed to admit that I cried. It was horrendous. So yeah, shout out to Chadwick. We all miss you, bro. I've not seen Fantastic Four. Thoroughly recommended. I thought it was great. Wolverine and the Green Ranger were my favourites going on. Oh, nice one, dude. Nice one. Yeah, I love Wolverine. I've got a load of single issue Wolverines from about 20, 15 years ago. Because I used to be a regular, like, weekly collector. I don't get much chance to read comic books now, unfortunately. But if I ever get some time, I'm more like graphic novels now, to be honest. But I used to love like getting like a single issue and just like taking it off somewhere like tree or something like that because I'm just a massive dork basically. But yeah, I used to love getting single issue comics from like Travelling Man and OK Comics in Leeds and Forbidden Planet, and it was awesome. Yeah, I definitely recommend Fantastic Four. Wolverine the Green Ranger, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry about Diogo. Oh, thank you, dude. If you could have any superpowers, I'd choose Wolverine. Who would you choose? Oh, who would I choose? Super. See, I want to say Spider Man because I'm a big Spider. I mean, honestly, he's my favourite one in the world, dude. But like, I suppose practicality wise, who would you choose? I know it's not a superpower as such because Thanos has already got a superpower in that he's like hard as you know what. But I'd be quite tempted with a minor superpower plus an Infinity Gauntlet because obviously, if you use the Infinity Gauntlet correctly, I mean, the amount of powers that are contained within the gauntlet, I mean, basically, you've got no chance. You've got absolutely no chance. I mean, obviously, Miss Marvel gave Thanos a run for his money, but I mean, he was in the process of trying, obviously, get the stones in at the end of Avengers. Um, And then I love that bit where Thanos got that stone just threw it at Captain Marvel, basically blasted her away. But yeah, you'd have to be honest. I mean, um, if it's the Infinity Gauntlet from Endgame, never mind that stupid bit in Loki where they were like we use them as paperweights. It's just like, dude, seriously, that's so. I was actually really angry about that bit because I was just like, guys, we've just invested 10 years in this, and you're like taking the piss out of it. It's not really that funny, to be honest. But yeah, I'd probably go for an Infinity Gauntlet. But if I had to choose an absolute power, I'd be quite tempted with Charles Xavier's, to be honest, or something like a Jean Grey, or maybe a Magneto. Let's go for Charles Xavier, I think. I could have any superpowers I choose. Spider Man's my favourite. Good man, Finn. Good fun. Do you like Paul Hollywood? Do I like Paul Hollywood? I'm going to sound like really weird. Who the hell's Paul Hollywood? Is he that? Is he the? I'm going to sound like a right idiot. Now, sorry, I only really do like geeky stuff. Is he the? I don't want to say it in case I sound like an idiot. Is he the guy that's on that Bake Off show? No, he's not, is he? No, I'm going to say. Oh, I'm going to get clipped, aren't I? Yeah, I'm going to have to admit I don't know who Paul Hollywood is. I probably do know who he is, but yeah. Oh, he is. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, he is the bread man. All right, cool. It was nice chatting, dude. I subscribe. Hope we meet again. Oh, thank you very much, Kato. Yeah, you're welcome anytime, my friend. Welcome anytime. Like I said, I do. Not a sales plug, but obviously I've just said what I do. So if you fancy any of it at all, you're more than welcome to join whenever. And I'm always putting content out there. If it's horror Liverpool, which is quite a mesh thing at the minute. Yes. Um, Let me have a look. Oh, Finn, by the way, I forgot. Yes, no, I'm not looking forward to Saturday either. I'm especially not looking forward to it because I'm going to a mate's 40th birthday party with a load of Leeds United and Newcastle fans who have just announced, oh, by the way, they're showing the game live on TV during our kid's 40th. Oh, good. Excellent. I look forward to having to bite through my lip in front of someone's family whilst we're getting tonked 7-0 by Aston Villa. That's going to be fun, isn't it? Yes, but yeah, thank you, Kato. It's a pleasure speaking to you as well, mate. Johnny lad, how you doing? Aye, aye. Finn. Oh, right. Well, I was right then. Cool, cool. Kato, he's the bread man. He's the bread man. Are you a football fan? I am, Finley, yes. Of those guys, in fact, hang on. I should just say to anyone that's listening on YouTube podcasts, because I know there's quite a few that listen to the podcast, if you don't want to hear about football and stuff, basically switch off at around minute 40, basically, until probably about 1 minute before the end. Yes, football fan, I'll be back, sir. Oh, look forward to having you back, Kato. Look forward to having you back. Good lad. Uh, Finn does WB. He is the only guy who gives handshakes to the best people. Finn Leeds are. I'm not going to read that because I live in the city and I don't wish to be beaten up. And my missus is a Leeds fan, so I could get beaten up before I even leave this living room. So yes, I'm not going to respond to that one. In your spare time, you read comics, and in mine, I think how much we're going to lose now. Well, that's the thing, Finn. The one good thing with being a Liverpool fan or a football fan, when you like me, that I've got so many other interests, dude. To be honest, like I could happily watch horror films genuinely for 15, 16 hours on the bounce with no break. Um, I could take 20 graphic novels and I could have them finished in probably about 10, 12 hours. I've just got one of those brains. I like things that are fun. I've never, this is what I was saying about my education and stuff to people that have heard me speak. It's never stuck with me because I don't find it interesting. So I'm basically shit at maths. Excuse me. I'm basically horrible at maths. I beg your pardon. I'm basically awful at maths because I have no interest in it, and also I'm dumb. I have no interest in spelling and grammar because I'm also dumb and I can't do spelling and grammar. Like I have a Substack that my mom has to point out that like it's really good, son, because I do like politically stuff on Substack and I do a lot of Liverpool reviews. And she's like, oh, I was like, what do you think, mum? It's like, it's really good, son, but you've spelt all these words wrong again. And I look and I'm like, oh crap, because I have no wish to read back through it. I just enjoy the process of basically saying Liverpool lost and this is the reason, or Liverpool won and this is the reason. But in terms of doing spelling and stuff, it's kind of the same way I edit my videos. I just basically like look. Obviously, you can see the camera before you look. It's not it's not a technical masterpiece, and you don't see any fancy down like flashing logos and things in the background. So I'm not one of them sort of people. Like I don't really care, to be honest. If you like channel, you do. If you don't, you don't. But yeah, couldn't care less. But yeah, obviously I put in the effort when I'm on, but it's just like putting all the bells and whistles. I'm just like, yeah, that's not me. I just shoot from the hip. You know what I mean? So, why was I telling you that for? This is the other thing. I go on off these random tangents, and then I end up forgetting what my point was. But Why was I telling you that for? Oh, yeah. So I think the thing is with Liverpool thing. To be honest, I've got like because I've got so many interests. Like I go to Comic Cons a couple of times a month. I love going toy hunting. I know that sounds really really sad and stuff. Um, but honestly, I just love going to places like HMV. Forbidden Planet's my best shop in the country. I absolutely love Forbidden Planet. I could spend hours in there. Um, we I love going to places like Manchester because they've got. I don't know if any of you guys obviously know Manchester well, but they've got Affleck's Palace, which is awesome because it's got like goth stuff, which I'm into as well. Randomly, like, do you remember the chains back in the day that were attached to the jeans that like Limp Bizkit were wearing when they were doing the backwards cat? Basically, that's always been my style. I know I've usually got a hoodie on when I do this, but if you look at me most of the time, I've got the chains, I've got the white shoes, and then I've got like the wristbands and like the backward cap and like this hat that I constantly wear basically. So that's like my style. And I've just got, like I said, I've just got loads of other interests. Like literally, there isn't enough time in the day for me to get through everything that I want to get through. So yeah, but when it's stuff like I don't know, a study into the geopolitical, and as soon as I hear that, I'm just like, yeah, not interested at all. And then you have these conversations with other adults who are my age who are like talking about mortgages and share prices and like who you're going to vote for next and what car to buy. And I'm waffling on about the Avengers Doomsday trailer and like AEW and like Stone Cold Steve Austin and all this sort of thing. So yeah, I don't know. It's just me. Anyway, let me just have a look. Johnny, what about the question? What about the question? Oh, sorry, Johnny. Have I missed something, mate? What about the question? I don't know. Oh, right. Oh, sorry. I've gone back up, mate. If slot ends November with the same results as this month, do we sack him? No, no, not for me. To be honest, Johnny, I've given it. Sorry, I know there's loads of comments for it. Just give me a bit of a chance, and I'll go for him. To be honest, Johnny, I've wrapped my brains with this. When you say the same results, are you on about us if you're on about us losing every single match, so that would be. Let me try and get this right. You've got Villa, Man City, Real Madrid, Nottingham Forest, PSV Eindhoven, Brighton. We're now not in the League Cup. Leeds United, which is down the road for me. That's going to be absolutely brilliant. Well, looking forward to that one. Tottenham. I think we've got another Champions League match, I want to say, and then I don't know who we play after Christmas. I want to say it's maybe. I can't remember, but basically, I think we've got something in the region of 13 games before the end of the year. If you're asking if Arne Slot loses 13 on the bounce and we lose like 4 or 5 million every single one of them, then unfortunately I would have to say yes, of course he'd have to go, because then it's like, well, he's lost completely all control. I mean, you can't have Liverpool Football Club losing 20 games on the bounce, because we'd be at the point where we'd be in danger of being relegated. So obviously, if it got to that stage, then yes, obviously he would have to go, because he would have lost complete control of the dressing room, and there would be a chance of us being relegated for the Premier League. Obviously, that cannot happen under any circumstances. If I'm trying to think how to answer this, but right, if it was 13, right, let's say there's 13 matches, Liverpool got pulled the end of the year, for example. I think if Arnold wins 8, he's absolutely fine, even if the others were 5 defeats. I think if he wins 6, draws 5, and let's say loses the 3, I think he's fine. I think if he was to lose 9 to 10 and win 3 of them, then he would have a very significant problem. But again, to be honest, Johnny, my concern is changing manager in the middle of the middle of the season. I mean, we've very, very rarely done that since I've been a fan. I mean, obviously we were, I don't know, back in the day, obviously we lost Kenny, but that was his decision, and then Graham Souness came in. We had Graham Souness left about January 1994, so we lost to Bristol City. This is how old and like sad I am. And then I want to say Roy Evans came in for 3 or 4 months, and then he took over. Obviously, Roy Evans left when Gerard Houllier came in. That was mid-season. Houllier left at the end of the season, I think. Benitez left in the close season. Obviously, Hodgson got sacked in the middle of the season because he was horrendous. Rodgers got sacked obviously for Jurgen. Jurgen left at the end of the season. So I mean, all that time, literally what I've just said, dude. To be honest, I think we've only had about 6 or 7 managerial changes since I've been a fan. And I've been a Liverpool fan since 1990. You know what I mean? And then I look at like the Marinakis, the Forest owner, and I think he's changed about 16 managers. He's only been the bloody Forest chairman about 8 years. And you look at other clubs, and you're just like, how on earth do they survive? I mean, it's just the consistency. I mean, look, I mean, obviously, just to finish off, Johnny, if Farner was, let's say at the end of the season, Liverpool finished, I don't know, 12th, and we've gone out of everything that's been an unmitigated disaster, there would definitely be a conversation to have. But to be honest, the other thing I've got in my head was that you have to remember the way that that man led the club after Diogo died. I'm not saying we can base every waking decision on Diogo. I'm sure that's not what Diogo won, but Arne Slot was immense during that period, and he has all my admiration and respect for being an absolute gentleman, being so dignified and leading and helping the fans basically. So I can't thank him enough for that. And he's given me one of the best days of my life outside of the birth of my child, the birth of my brother, and going out with the missus basically. When we won that title on April the 4th, it was one of the best moments of my entire life. And I know I can't let that cloud my judgment forever, if that's even a thing, but I can't be asking for him to be sacked at the minute, is basically what I'm getting at. Oh, sorry about the water again, folks. Calvin Ramsey making the Liverpool 11 is mental. I agree, Finlay. Yes. I Yeah, I couldn't really believe it. I mean, for me, I would have just played Conor Bradley, to be honest. But it is what it is. I would play Conor Bradley or put Joe Gomez at full back, and then I would have maybe had Endo at centre back and had Canate do 45, and then maybe Verge do the other 45, or just give a young lad a chance, which we did. And he managed to get himself sent off for the second time in 2 spells, which have lasted 14 minutes. So, yeah, good luck, Abendalo. No, genuinely, I do feel very, very sorry for that young man, because I mean, that would be, I mean, it personally would destroy me. I'm sure he's got a strong family around him, and yeah, it must be awful. I mean, I don't think that was really that so much his fault. I mean, the way that the ball was given away, I mean, he didn't really have much of a choice, to be honest, to do what he did. But yeah, that's proper rubbish, that is. Family friendly, I lad. Squishy brain. I have got a squishy brain, King Gamer. No offence, but your wife is delusional. She supports the wrong club, Liverpool forever. Oh, Finn, you won't get a chance. You won't get an argument from me, mate. My wife is very delusional. She went out with me after all. Look at the state of me. But yes, no. I have tried to convert to the red side, but like she's Yorkshire as AF basically, mate. There's absolutely no chance now. But yeah, we'll wait and see. I'm still working on my son, but unbelievably, as much as I love Liverpool, I'm one of those fathers that's ended up with a child that does not like football. I mean, look, it saved me a boatload of money because I haven't got to buy him like replica kits and football boots and stuff. But I am just kind of like, would have been nice to have a little. I mean, he's been to Anfield with me. I'm taking him to the Legends game. I mean, when Liverpool scored, he got really into it. I've noticed he gets quite into it when there's a trophy presentation as well. But I'm just like having a son who's a Glory supporter who just puts on a shirt and hasn't watched any of the games. But like, yeah, no, he's just not interested, sadly. But hey, she should support anyone who could pick Leeds. Well, she's from the area too, to be honest. Imagine not being able to spell grammar, squishy brain. Bludgy up a little bit too much. You like going to Taco Bell? Okay, that's a bit rude. Really well. With current form, we are worried about relegation. Bloody well hope not. Thing to be honest, but we did it with Klopp. Yeah. Arne has no style of play. Well, to be honest, Johnny, that's one of my things because in the first season, if you look at it, we did have a style of play. That's the thing that I didn't understand. I mean, our style of play was control. So we'd start off the match, we'd sound out the other team, we wouldn't go absolutely mental, and with Liverpool last season, it was like precision. I mean, we got it wrong a few times, obviously, like the Newcastle match and PSG. But basically, we just hit teams on the break, get a couple of goals up, um, get the goals really easily, and basically, I think Arna's basically spoke about this before. Like he was like, the easiest way to score is the best way of scoring. And we'd get 2 or 3 goals up, and then Arne would literally, like, I'm sure he wasn't saying this on the touchline, but you could just see they were literally like, right, that's it, done. And like at the start, I was like, because we're used to Klopp and the odd 2 goal lead being given away when they're going bombing down the field. And at the start, when he was doing it, I was like, oh, we're not typically very good at this. And halfway through the season, was kind of like, we're 2-0 up, we're not going to lose this match, are we? And you would kind of sit there like, I think I can relax and watch this. Like, I'll give you an example, mate. When we beat Manchester City 2-0 at the Etihad, I still had in my mind, obviously, I was really, really panicking when they were getting near to the goal, especially after Curtis Jones had that bloody goal ruled out. I'm livid about that. But it, to be honest, looking back on it, it got to like the 72nd minute. And I didn't say it in front of the lads because I didn't want to look like a pillock, basically. But I looked at it and I sort of thought to myself, we're going to win this, aren't we? And then went back into my chair and sort of started watching the match for what it was. And the time just disappeared. So I suppose it wasn't a style. It was more like I don't know how to describe it, Johnny. Suppose it was more like a state of mind kind of thing. In that we knew we were going to win, and yeah, I mean, towards the end of the season, we lost a few matches, but I mean, we'd won the title by that point. This season, I don't know. I really do not know. If I could give Honor any advice, I would just go back to what worked for you last season. Um, But the trouble is, like, he's bought these players for specific roles that don't fit the system that we had last season. Because, I mean, obviously, we didn't have fullbacks like bombing down the wing and being like at the edge of the penalty area, which, I mean, I went to see the Bilbao match, and when Kirkes and Frimpong were playing together, I'd never seen anything like it in all my life. They were literally at the edge of the penalty area. Then some fella from Bilbao booted the ball down. This bloke's running along, and he's basically clean through on the right hand side, and there's no one near him, right? And I mean no one near him whatsoever. And just out the corner of my eye, I see this red blur. I was like, what the bloody hell's that? And it was Jeremy Frimpong. It was literally like, I've never seen, you know, the Roadrunner when he goes meep meep. It was literally like that. So he runs past this bloke, takes the ball and boots it out, and I was like, where the hell did he come from? He was nowhere near. The point is, like, obviously our fullbacks were kind of sort of tucked in, and then we had the defensive solidity. You had Gravenberg, who like marshalled it. You had Sobo. Obviously, you had McAllister, who had control of the midfield. Mo Salah was Mo Salah, and you had Lucho up front, who would alternate with Darwin, who would alternate with Jota. They all knew what they were doing. And now you've got this thing where it's like, when they're all fit, how does Alexander Isak interact with Florian Wirtz? How does Hugo Ekitike interact with Mo Salah? Because it's all well and good. This is why we're all like football manager and fancy ourselves as football coaches. But it's like, it's all well and good throwing these names into a mix and saying, yeah, this team would beat everything. But it doesn't work like that. You need to get used to people and stuff. So I would, to be honest, for the rest of this season, if I was on, I would just go back to basics and play as much as the team from last season. But the trouble is, we don't have loads of people from last season, so I don't know. Or your other option is, do you just have a painful season and say, right, look, rest of the season's a write-off, but from now on, when they're all fit, Kirkes is playing, Frimpong is playing, Wirtz is playing, Ekitike is playing, Mamadashvili is playing instead of Allison, God forbid, but like if that's what Arnold wants to do, just do it from now, sack this season off, and then they're ready for next season. That's the only thing I can suggest to. But I mean, sacking off a football season on November the 1st if we lose to Aston Villa is not great. But yeah, I don't really know what to say, dude, to be honest. I'm sick of this jazz football. Give me my heavy metal football back. Let's have a look. Oh, sorry, mate, my glasses again. Ral Rahaluja. Sorry, mate, I've butchered your name, haven't I? I'm just going to call you Ra because I struggle with my glasses and my sight, mate, and because I'm doing this on the phone. I'm literally in and out like this. So, you look Indian. Are you Indian? Nope, I am. I can't show you my pendant tonight because I'm not actually wearing it, but I am British Ghanaian, as in Ghana, the best team in West Africa. Not quite, but still. But yes, we are going to the World Cup. By the way, I'm doing a World Cup live draw as well on December the 6th at 5 o'clock. Yeah. Random channel, random host. Our style of play was Klopp left them lads with heavy metalists and still that's got. Well, yeah, this is a completely different style of play, Johnny. Like so, I mean, I don't even know if the. I suppose you could go back to the Klopp football as slot and do Klopp football, but I mean, Klopp's basically not ruined. That's the wrong word, but he's like he said, he's squeezed every drop of effort and energy out of them players. That's why Verge is so chilled and relaxed. Because I think a lot of people need to realise that Verge, it's not him being chilled and relaxed. The man's 34 years of age. He's probably having to conserve massive amounts of energy. I mean, he's still the best. I mean, he's certainly not the best defender in the Premier League at the minute, but I mean, He's been the best defender in the Premier League for me for the last 6, 7 years. No question, simple as that. Not even an argument. But at the moment, like the rest of the team, he's having a nightmare. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm from Wolverhampton, but I support Liverpool and have been for 7 years. My uncle, who supported them for over 50 years, got me into it. Good lad, good lad. Well, Finn, I've supported Liverpool for 36 years now. I started, well, put it this way, this should show you how old I am. I started watching Liverpool when I was 10, which will give away my age. And yes, that is my age, sadly. I know I only look 24, right? God, I wish. You guys talking about football? We are, yes, lad, we are. No, not football, we're talking about what? Johnny. How Frimpong isn't playing. He's injured. Johnny is injured, mate. I thought we were talking about Channel. You two have got a good banter, right? Let's have a look. If Kirkes is playing, I'm switching it off. The man is useless. I mean, he's not had a good start, has he, mate? Let's be honest. I mean, to be honest, I'm at the stage with Kirkes. I do wonder at some point maybe he ends up being a midfielder because he seems to be a bit of a Gareth Bale in that when Bale started his because he started as a fullback, didn't he? His defending wasn't it wasn't brilliant, I have to say. But yes, there we go. You definitely got some Indian in my brown brother. Not as far as I know, Ra. I'll have a word with my mom. I'm not sure she'd appreciate that line of questioning, to be honest. I will tell you a funny story, actually. I'm not Indian, however, this is true story, by the way. I was born at St James's University Hospital in Leeds in 1980, and yes, again, that's how old I am. So my mum gives birth, and my old fella's doing whatever the dads were doing at the time, probably having a pint, knowing me though. No, I think he was getting the car ready and stuff and setting up prams and all this business. Anyway, so my mum sat in the delivery room, and they bring across what they think is her baby, and they're like, "Oh, hello, Mrs." Again, I won't say the name, but like, they presented her with this baby and said, "Here's your baby, madam," and it's like, "That's not my baby." It's like, "Oh, are you sure?" It's like, well, she's not Indian and she's not meant to be a girl. She's a black boy. So I, apparently I got switched. So like there was this moment of panic when they had to bring these babies in. So technically, right, I could have actually ended up with an Indian family who had been given me basically. I think they did the same thing. They were like, no, he's a we have an Indian daughter. What are we doing? So yes, I was very, very nearly, but no, definitely British Ghanaian, my friend. Ardagula. I recognise that name. Let me just have a look. Where do I recognise you from? Oh, yes, Ardagula. I thought I recognised him. Yeah. Wow, that's impressive. Artigola for Real Madrid this season: 10 matches, 3 goals, 4 assists, and 1 yellow card. Bloody hell, that's not bad, is it? Yeah. I'm really looking forward to Real Madrid on Tuesday with Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Junior and Jude Bellingham. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Great, yeah. I'll see you at the Geek Boy Meta channel for my live reaction from that. It's going to be wonderful. No, it'll be all right. The good thing is my vaunted brothers just told me or reminded me even that Liverpool versus Real Madrid is actually on Amazon Prime, which means because I usually have to like wait till the missus has gone to bed or like child's gone to bed, and I have to watch either highlights or I can get the game because I've got like the what do you call it recorder box, and I'll have to watch as much of the game as I can do, and then if I've set a live reaction, sometimes I'll just have to go fast forwarding through a game. But this one I can actually watch on Amazon Prime. So yes, I will be watching that next Tuesday. And I think we're going to have a bit of a boy night as well. Takeaway, we're going to get some beers and some whining because I've got a day off after that as well. I think I'm going to watch the Wrexham documentary as well because we've still not finished season 4. Actually, does anyone out there watch the Wrexham documentary? Anyone interested? Me and my brother are slightly obsessed with it. Yeah, I can't expect. I mean, it's Deadpool. You know what I mean? So yeah, slightly obsessed with it anyway. Let me have a look. You don't look a day past 50. Oh, thank you, mate. Thank you, Alberto Moreno. Oh, Johnny, I'm not having that. There's no way he's as bad as Moreno. Honestly, I used to go mental with that. Like, the best thing Alberto Moreno's ever done for Liverpool Football Club is get out, United, get out. That was, I mean, I still have it on my playlist. It's one, honestly, that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life. It was absolutely brilliant. But no, dude, yeah, he cannot be anywhere near as bad as Moreno. Surely, surely, surely. I do hope you're wrong because I was not one of his biggest fans, mate. Hot question: Messi or Ronaldo? Honestly, Lionel Messi, right? Lionel Messi. Um, Lionel Messi is the best footballer that I've ever seen play football. Just so obviously I never had the honour of seeing Pele play. I mean, obviously I watched him with my old man, but I Pele had retired like I don't know, like about the year before I was born or something. So, but the old fella used to put on DVDs and well VHSs at the time of Pele and stuff that we had. So we used to try and show me videos, and I didn't appreciate it at the time. But obviously, since watched his videos, and obviously Pele was brilliant. My old fella used to like Michel Platini as well. He was absolutely class, and then he turned into a thieving git basically. Um, yeah, no, Lionel Messi is just the best player that I've personally ever seen. But I do recall watching Diego Maradona in the 1986 World Cup, and I was just about old enough to appreciate it. And look, I know this isn't going to be popular with England fans, but that goal, not the hand of God, but the second one, is one of the best goals that you will ever see in a football match. It was absolutely incredible. Diego owned that tournament. He was so good, and yeah, what a footballer! Just absolute quality, to be honest. But yeah, no, for me, Lionel Messi is the best player that I've ever seen play professional football. I did used to do this stupid thing in my mid-20s that a lot of us do. It's like, oh, Cristiano Ronaldo isn't that good. He's rubbish. Blah blah blah, and like, Jimmy Trey always better than he is. It was just, I mean, I knew in the back of my mind, obviously, I was just like, don't be an idiot. Look, you have to say Cristiano Ronaldo for me is one of the best. I hate saying this to Liverpool fan because I can't stand the man. But for me, he's one of the best top 5 footballers that's ever played the game. It's simple as that, and that's horrible to admit because I think he is a bit of a douche, to be honest. But in terms of his football, I mean, you can't argue it, sadly. He's one of the best players that's ever played. But for me, I just think Messi has an overall better game. I think Ronaldo's a better striker than Lionel Messi. That sounds really, really stupid, but look, as a striker and as a pure finisher and an assist and a goal machine in terms of product. I don't think you can argue against Christian, but for all round play, I don't think. Obviously, Ronaldo's one of the most skillful people to ever play, but I don't think he's in Messi's league in terms of skill. Is the way I break it down. And for me, I prefer skillful players, so I'd go with Lionel Messi. In fact, my favourite Lionel Messi performance, and this isn't me digging at Arsenal or having a go, by the way, but it was when I forget what the score was. I want to say it was Arsenal. It was Barcelona 5, Arsenal 1. So this is about 15, 16 years ago. Me and the lads were all sat um, watching the Champions League. I want to say it was like March or something like that. And we just sat, and we usually sat in there like carried on drinking when we got days off and like talking about girls and this, that, and the other. And we just all shut the AF up, if that's even a thing, for like pretty much the whole 90 minutes, because we were literally, I know it sounds really stupid, it's a line that Paul Heyman says in WWE, but like you were watching magic, as in I've never seen an individual performance like that in my entire life. I want to say Messi got 4, maybe it was 3 goals, but the first half, I mean, I've never seen a performance like it. He was sensational, and that Barcelona team was the Barcelona team of Pep Guardiola. Again, you have to give Pep Guardiola credit. I'm not a massive fan, but in terms of the way his team play football, you can't argue. I mean, obviously he's been given a lot of money and he's never going to shake that. But the Barcelona team from 2009 to let's say 2011 is the best football team that I've personally ever seen. So fair play to Pep for that, and you just can't argue it really. Anyway, guys, I think I'm coming towards the end. I'll just do the last few comments, but I just want to tell you very, 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 very quickly, if you will indulge me for 1 second. Right, in terms of stuff coming up, basically tomorrow, Halloween. Right, I've got a boatload of like Halloween content. I say content. It's me shooting a load of like horror figures basically. So that'll be on at 8 o'clock. But there is the nightmare tale of Halloween when Ghana beat Nigeria 4-1. The horror to Nigerians. No, sorry, it's just me a bit of banter. But yeah, I've actually got a vlog about Ghana beating Nigeria. Because obviously I'm half Ghanaian, should anyone wish to see it, who isn't Ghanaian. If you're not Ghanaian, you probably won't be interested in stuff. It'll be on about 8 o'clock if you want to see it, because I've also got like a Ghana channel on me a playlist on my channel, because I've been getting back into it because it was my dad's country basically, so I'm trying to do a lot more about that recently. So that's also in there should you be interested. You don't have to be Ghanaian, you're more than welcome to check it out. Yeah, so I've got that tomorrow night. Now Saturday night, I'm going to be rearranging a few of my live streams because I've got my son's fake birthday. Don't ask. I've got one of my mates' 40th birthdays on the same day as the fake birthday. I've got Saturday night's main event, which is WWE, which starts at midnight, and then also, obviously, there's Liverpool versus Aston Villa. Now, I don't think I'm actually going to be back for the start of Saturday night's main event, much less a live reaction to Liverpool Villa, to be honest, guys. So I'm going to set live reaction for the Sunday at some point. I'm not sure when it's going to be on Sunday. I'm going to put it for around 2 o'clock, but I'm hoping, basically, I'm not sure what's happening, but I think my house may be clear for a couple of hours, but I need to ascertain from certain people sleeping upstairs when they're not going to be there. But I'm going to say I'll do a live reaction around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, something along them lines. I'm hoping to do Saturday night's main event, but how to put this politely, a lot of lads on here, you will have experience with beer and wine and alcohol. Sometimes when one gets slightly overzealous with those things, it can cause an impediment to you doing things. And I'm not sure whether that particular impediment is going to allow me to cover Saturday night's main event, if you see what I'm getting at. So I'm hoping to do it, fingers crossed. I should be doing it, but just bear with me on that one. It's not absolutely guaranteed. So yeah, the Villa reaction will be on Sunday. Monday, there might be a Liverpool podcast. I'm not totally sure yet about Monday, so leave that with me. Um, right, this is where being doing a channel like Geek Boy Metas kind of has its really annoying things at times because I also cover Monday Night Raw, as most of the wrestling fans know. However, I usually do it at 10:30 on a Tuesday. Can anyone tell me what will be happening on Tuesday with a certain red playing football club? If your answer is we're going to get sparked by Real Madrid, yes, that is absolutely correct. Hooray! And I'm also watching it. I'm not sure what time family members and friends will be leaving my house. So that's my long-winded way of saying I don't think I can either do Monday Night Raw reaction and the Madrid reaction. If I can do it on the night, I will do. But if not, I may have to like do it on the Wednesday night. If you see what I mean, so 24 hours afterwards. And then I will be doing AEW Dynamite again as per usual. By the way, if you're tuning in for AEW Dynamite now, this is what happens to my channel. It kind of turns to football, to wrestling, and then the other way around. So yeah, if you want to listen to about minute 35, that's where most of it ends basically. And then next Friday, there is something next Friday, but I can't remember for the life of me what it is. Something to do with films, I think. Oh, I'm going to see Predator, which will be good. So I'm going to do like a live reaction to that as well. And also next, not this Saturday coming, but this a week on Saturday, I'm actually doing something called Liverpool Night. Where basically in the summer I'd filmed a boatload of content. So I've got like a Liverpool wall mural vlog coming up. I've got a load of shorts and loads of different content from Liverpool when I went to the summer basically. Now, I'd stupidly planned this for November the 8th because slightly arrogantly I thought to myself, well, even if it's going slightly badly, Liverpool will still be in the top three, I'm sure, and it'll be absolutely fine. So I thought, I'll just set it for November the 8th. Didn't look who we were playing, and obviously the season's turning into a complete disaster. And the day after this, we are playing Manchester City away from home. So yeah, that was not the best plan, but no, I'm not going to move it now. So yeah, a week on Saturday, it's basically going to be Liverpool night. So if any of you want to tune in for any of that, you are more than welcome. So yeah, cool, nice one. Right, enough of the sales pitch. I'll just get through the comments, folks, and then I am going to head off because for some reason it's midnight. I don't know how that's happened. Honesty, man, you'd fit right in. You look like you're nice and Indian. Never thought Ghanaian people look like us. Oh well, you know, us Ghanaians, we get all over the place, man. Can you give us a sneak peek of your reaction to Liverpool? I don't want to do this, but I'm just quite sarcastic, as you might have guessed. Liverpool 0, Real Madrid 9. Where is my wine? I'll see you for the live reaction in a bit, Suits. Bye bye. I really hope it's not that, but yeah, I have no. To be honest, Finn, I think Aston Villa will beat us. I mean, I hadn't even given Madrid or Man City away from home a moment's thought because I've already ruled them. I've basically already sacked them off as losses. The only one I'm really interested in is Aston Villa. I'm just hoping to God we don't lose. I can just about cope with Saturday night if we get a draw. Look, at the end of the day, draw against Aston Villa at home. I mean, it's not ideal, obviously, but I mean, it's not one of the. Aston Villa, one of those teams. It's not an insult if you draw with them. Basically, I mean, obviously, if you get a draw against Villa Park, you walk away and you go, yeah, put it against Villa. That's all right, not a problem. Obviously, when it's Anfield, you can't. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, don't forget as well. The other thing that's been on my mind recently is when we were playing not so well 3 or 4 years ago in the COVID season, they tonked us 7-2. You know, I don't want to be that guy, but I mean, we're playing worse than we were then, so yeah, I don't know. Yeah, man, Messi's the GOAT for sure. I mean, for someone who's not tall, who doesn't have the right build for football, he's definitely great. Yeah, no, I'm glad you agree, right? I mean, it definitely for me, I think he's fantastic. Like I say, it's the best time I've ever seen play football. Ghana and Nigeria are always beefing. Well, it's the Jollof Derby, my friend. So obviously I'm not pure Ghanaian. I'm Ghanaian from my dad's side. I've been to Ghana two or three times. I haven't been loads and loads of times, but obviously, especially in my heart, because I lost my father about 28 years ago. And basically, the Black Stars, which is Ghana's national team, it's like the only thing that keeps me in contact with my old fella, to be honest. So I might not get considered Ghanaian by people, but I'll always, like, I don't know, identify whatever we have to say these days as Ghanaian because of my dad, basically. But from what he used to tell me, there just used to be this, like, I don't know, it's like this really, really petty, like, war between Nigeria and Ghana, and who's got the better company, the better country. We actually do call it the Jollof Derby, because obviously Jolloff's like one of the things that is like a delicacy in Nigeria and in Ghana. So it's called the Jollof Derby. I mean, I've seen Ghana versus Nigeria twice now. The first time, I don't want to give away my vlog for tomorrow, because it's about Ghana versus Nigeria, but there was literally, when I went, I'll just give you a quick preview. There were, put it this way, there were 5 goals in that match, and there were 3 pitch invasions. And there was one point where there were Nigerians on, so this was at Brentford's Griffin Park, not the where they are now. And there were literally Nigerians on the side when they were about 3 or 4-0 down, literally like shouting a dog's abuse at the Ghanaian players whenever they were taking a throw in. And there was one fella who was literally like doing this with his hands, like challenging them to fight, honest to God. So I literally see this, and it'll be in my vlog tomorrow if you are interested, but it was one of the most bizarre experiences in my life. I had a Ghanaian fella who couldn't speak a word of English. He comes up to me, and obviously I don't speak. My father's dialect was Ewe, but obviously the same thing with Ghana. I'm sure it's the same thing with India. And obviously there's lots of different regional dialects and stuff. There's regional mother tongues and so on and so forth. But my dad's was Ewe. So this Ghanaian comes along, and I could kind of get by on Dad's Ewe, but like this guy must have been from somewhere completely different Ghana. I didn't have a clue what he was on about. So he sat there shaking me, and I'm like, yeah, nice one, bro, nice one. He's looking at me like, bro. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you go over there. We're a bit broken English. I'm like, what are you on about? And I suddenly realised he wanted me to go and pitch invade with him. And I was just like, turned back to Yorkshire. I was like, no, you're all right, mate. And literally I got back to Earls Court that night, and I had this hotel at the time, and I literally, like, I was going to order a takeaway, but you know when you go on a holiday and you take some booze with you and stuff, I literally just got a bottle of wine, and I just sat there like this. I was like, I never want to do that again. But yeah, that was completely insane. But yeah, the Ghana Nigerian thing, mate, has been going on for years and years and years. I mean, it was a bit more good now this time. I wasn't thrilled about us losing to Nigeria, I've got to be honest, but because obviously I've only ever seen my country play twice, it was just awesome to see Ghana. It was awesome to be around, obviously, Ghanaian people. So yeah, it's special to me because I lost my old man many years ago. It's the only thing that keeps me close to him. But yeah, all this business. Let me have a look. That's interesting. Your son's fake birthday. Did he make it up for a go? Right. Yes. So never here. Yeah. No, fair play, mate. Fair play. I should drink as much as I do. I don't drink loads and loads and loads, but I do enjoy. Put it this way, I enjoy a couple of glasses of red wine on a Friday, but I'm not all the time. My son's fake birthday. Let me see. So my son has managed, due to work commitments of family and friends, he's managed to get a birthday with his uncle and his nan, i.e. my mother, on the Saturday. He's going to some play thing I don't know where it is, but my missus is taking him somewhere. He's going to something with all his mates on this Sunday, because the excuse is by all the moms, it's like, oh, well, they can't really do it on the day off Monday, so why don't we all do it on the Sunday? And I'm like, okay. And then he's also having his actual birthday on the Monday when he comes back from school. And he's like, oh, well, Dad, the reason I need the extra 2 birthdays is I've got to go to school and have my normal birthday. And you kind of think, oh, yeah, that's a bit rubbish. I can totally understand It's like, yeah, son, that's fine, don't worry about it. And then he'll run off, and about half an hour later, you sat there and go, wow, he's really played me there. So yes, yes, I have a very clever son, and unfortunately, he's already outwitting his father at this minute. So basically, that's why he's got three lots of birthdays, basically. Yes, let me have a look. Favorite Ghanaian is Lorraine. Oh, Lorraine Kingston, dude. Yes, lad. Nice one, chemistry. Yeah, I saw Lorraine play because he used to play for Hearts up in Scotland. Um, when did he play for the? I could be wrong on this because this was back in the day where I was going out all the time and drinking with the lads. So I've probably made this up, but I want to say he played for Hearts around 2006 to maybe 2008. It might be later than that, I can't remember. But yeah, no, Larea was he was absolutely golden. What already was. And obviously, God rest Christian Atsu as well. What happened to him, and Junior Agogo as well. Yeah, God rest both their souls because we've lost both of them sadly. But yeah, what's your thought on WrestleMania 42 promo package? Harsh Larani, I'll call you Harsh. Well, Harsh, funny you should say that, and I don't want this to be a sales pitch, but I'll say it anyway. I actually did. I sound like a salesman now. I don't want to be one of those random YouTube people that's like, go on to this channel and stuff, but like I can see why they do it now because I've already like done stuff for this. So yeah, basically, Harsh, I've actually done a vlog for that because I'm like you. I was very interested in the promo package. But it's on my channel basically. If you want to check it, if you don't want to check it out, obviously no pressure. You don't have to. That's absolutely fine. To be honest, a bit of a double-edged sword with that one, to be honest, mate, because I when I saw these like the small promos when they were concentrating on the shoes and like you could only see certain bits of the people's body. At first, I just thought, well, it's Gunther. It's got to be. This is Gunther coming back, and they'll be building it up for Cena. And then obviously the boots and stuff changed, and all of a sudden I'm sat there going, hang on, wait a minute, these are all different people. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, I wonder if it's someone different. And I went from, this is Joe Hendry, this is possibly Matt Cardona, all the way to, because I saw one of them wearing a pair of jeans and black boots. So I then decided that it was Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I got very, very excited about this. So you can imagine as a wrestling fan, Harsh, when the promo actually came out, that I was like, oh, that's not Stone Cold Steve Austin at all, is it? No, I was nowhere near there whatsoever. So yeah. No, to put it this way, Harsh, I was ever so slightly disappointed. However, what I've said on the vlog is I then got re-excited because obviously you've got CM Punk, which again I shouldn't be mentioning on an AEW stream, but basically this is now turned into a random stream, so whatever. Basically, there was CM Punk, there was Brock Lesnar, there was Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. And obviously you've got Cody and Roman on one side, and then you've got Heyman, Punk, and Lesnar, who all have a relationship. Obviously Triple H is technically, well, he has got a relationship, obviously, but Triple H has worked with Roman for years and obviously has a very good relationship with Cody. And I've had all sorts of things in my head, like, could it be like a random tag team match between those two, between Hunter and Heyman? Like, why would that be a thing for? Could they be individual matches? Could, like, the way that they were seated, so could Punk be facing Roman? Could Cody be facing Lesnar? But then the thing that I cannot get out of my head, and I don't know why, because I know it's incredibly unlikely, I just wonder whether WWE maybe are going to think about unifying the titles, and maybe that the match with all four of those lads ends up being a fatal four-way for an overall WWE title. Because, I mean, with the greatest respect, I mean, obviously The Rock and Stone Cold will always be like one of the greatest rivalries of all time, probably the biggest match in WrestleMania history. A lot of others, obviously, you've got Bret and Shawn and Ric Flair, Shawn, and obviously Taker losing his streak, and I don't know, whatever else. So you've always got big matches. But if it was Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns versus CM Punk, I mean, you are talking theoretically that is the biggest, possibly, that is the biggest wrestling match that you could have in the world, and it's possibly one of the biggest matches in pro wrestling history. So I don't know. So I was really excited, then very disappointed, then very excited again, basically, to answer your question. Smart lad trying to get all birthday presents as possible. Oh, right, basically, mate. I think left or really left, but I like your passion towards wrestling football. Oh, that's fine. That's fine if he's gone, not a problem. And hello, Roddy, as well, if you're still here. Yeah, basically, Rod, to end everything, because I need to head off because it's like 20 past 12, and I'm sure you guys have work and stuff as well. But this will probably really annoy a lot of people who hear this, but I've already done and wrapped all my Christmas presents. Like I said, I've got a bit of an OCD thing, and that I'm not one of these. I do not like fighting with randomers in shops. It really, really annoys me. And it's just like, I don't want to be doing that and this, that, and the other. So I've already done, wrapped, all the cards are ready. The end. They're all in the corner now. Boom, job done. So it means I don't have to get involved. I mean, it skinned me for the absolute month, but then I can laugh at everyone else in about a month's time going, haha, you've got no money, but I have. But yeah. Yeah, there we go. Oh, Finn, no, I am leaving, mate. I am, yes, because I actually do need to get off, folks, to be honest. Ra, call me based. My favourite wrestling was John Cena, Rock, and Sheamus. No, dude, all three of them are absolutely golden wrestlers, aren't they? I mean, Sheamus, do you know what? Fair play to Sheamus, I think he's doing some tremendous work now at the age he is. I mean, obviously, he's putting more people over now. I think Sheamus is in fantastic shape, to be honest, but I think he's absolutely brilliant. Obviously, seen as one of the greatest of all time. He wasn't for me at the time, but obviously, as I've matured, I can kind of see what Cena does. He was never my favourite. I was always a CM Punk guy, but like obviously as you get older, you can see the quality. It was kind of what I was saying about Ronaldo earlier. I know it's a bit of a weird analogy, but I didn't want to admit at the time. Whenever I saw John Cena have a good match, like 2002, 2008, 2007, because I was still in my mid 20s, I was like, whatever, he got carried, blah, 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 blah. But then, like, yeah, you have to admit, game recognises game, as the young people would say, or maybe the young people don't say that. I don't know. Yeah, and obviously The Rock. I mean, I watched him in the Attitude Era. I mean, for me, that was his best one. I know I'm biased, but that was when I was a teen, and when The Rock first came out, yeah, he was. The places were going mental. I mean, you could hear. I mean, obviously, I watched in England, but I mean, our TV was practically shaking. Yeah, but there we go. I love seeing a Cody and Punk. Good lad. Like I said, I'm a Punk fan. Might as well get the Christmas presents locked in too. Dude, literally, like I said, I've got 4 birthdays done. All the Christmas presents. My son's birthday, not the fake one, was done and dusted about a month ago. Yeah, I'm not like I don't like being involved in crowds, to be honest. Right, it just really annoys me. Final question: is Sheamus winning the IC title? I think he will, Finn. I think he will. I think he deserves it as well, because I think he deserves his WrestleMania moment. Like I said, I think Sheamus has been a fantastic servant for WWE. He's a super nice fella. See what I did there? And sorry, that was terrible, that joke. And yeah, I just think he's a tremendous wrestler, very underrated. And yes, I would like to see him get the IC title. But yeah, there we go. Oh, thank you very much, Rob. Thank you very much, mate. Yeah, no, I'm one of these dudes. Like, I like to chat to people about football and wrestling, life, and this, that, and the other. And it's just nice talking to you guys. It's nice having a good crack with people. And yeah, just thanks for watching the channel. Basically, genuinely, it's really, really nice. Thank you, Finn, as well. Yeah, you've been very supportive to me as well, mate. So honestly, folks, it's really good chatting to you with you, and it's helped me through some strange times this year. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, no, it's always good to chat with you. And you're always welcome to chat with me, whatever the subject is. And yes, yeah, that's about it, guys. So happy Halloween. I'm gonna head off because I need to go. I'm horrendously tired. I won't go into my night's sleep last night was not the greatest, so I'm gonna go head off now. And yeah, like I said, don't forget tomorrow, toy shorts. Friday, and there's like Halloween stuff coming up. And if anyone wants to watch the Ghana thing, you're more than welcome to. You don't have to be Ghanaian to watch it. You might find it quite funny, or I don't know, whatever. And I'll be back with live reaction. Like I said, just leave it with me, guys. I'm honestly not sure how this weekend's going to. I'm not sure how this weekend is going to work, but I will definitely be on over the weekend. I'm hoping to be on for Saturday night's main event the early hours of Sunday morning, and I'll definitely be, whatever happens with Liverpool, I will definitely do a live reaction to it, but that could end up being the Sunday. But yeah, just bear with us, and then everything will kind of go back to normal for about midweek next week, but I'll let you know about that anyway. Cheers, Finn. You have a good night as well. Let's talk chemistry next stream. Yeah, that's all right, mate. Do. All morning. Have a good one. Take care. I will do, right. You as well, mate. Thank you very much for watching, mate. Thank you very, very much. Check out my wrestling content. Oh, I will do, Finn, actually. Yeah. Tell you what, I'll log off and I'll have a look at your thing as well. I'll be happy to subscribe to you, dude. Yeah. Yeah. I'll say goodbye and have a look at that. Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.